Come on. Up in the air. Nice and high. Good swing thoughts. Positive swing thoughts. There it is again. There it is again. It's that top with the 3 wood that I see so often. I've just tried to approach a green from 200 plus yards and I've only managed to advance it 30 because I've hit the top of the golf ball. And unfortunately, we see that a lot when it comes to people hitting 3 woods and 5 woods, maybe even hybrids, any of those longer clubs in the bag. They are so easy to top. And today I'm going to give you a few tips on how to stop doing that and how to get those longer shots, longer approach shots or longer tee shots down the middle of the fairway. Guys, if you haven't already, please do like and subscribe to the channel. We are releasing videos every Monday and Thursday that are going to help you with your game. And in the bottom, there's a link if you want to come for lessons with me at Trafford Golf Centre, or if you're not in the local area and want online lessons, you can find everything in the description below. So why do we top these woods so often? Well, ultimately, they're quite difficult to hit. I would argue that they are the hardest club in the bag to strike well and to get on target. After all, they are going a long distance and they're quite a small and shallow club face. But as we look at this one I've got in my hands, it is 15 degrees, so not much loft at all, and that often makes the golfer look down and think, I'm going to have to do something to get this up in the air. And at the same time as that, it kind of looks like a driver. It's a small version of a driver, so surely we're trying to hit up on it, because I've been told so many times with a driver we're trying to hit up on the ball. But you've got to remember, it's a fairway wood. It's designed to be hit off the fairway, off the ground, and most of the time we are hitting it when it's sitting in the middle of the fairway. So how can we possibly hit up on something that is already on the floor? We would have to be able to get beneath the bottom of the mat here or beneath the grass, and that's going to cause heavy shots and so on, which we don't want to do. So we've got to make sure that we're set up appropriately and we understand what we're trying to do with this golf club. And although, like I say, it looks like a driver, we are still trying to very slightly descend onto the golf ball, rather than maybe with a driver we're trying to ascend onto the golf ball and hit up on it. So when we do set up, we've got to set up appropriately. If that ball position is too far forward and it's just inside our left heel, like you might if the ball's on a tee peg, then we're going to see this golf club on its way up and quite often clipping the top of the golf ball. So what we're going to do instead is we're just going to move slightly towards target, so our ball position is about 1.5 club head widths inside your lead foot. So now, as I'm set up here, there's the ability to be able to move over and strike down on the ball, as opposed to hang back and hit up on it like a driver. And then we've got the other side of things. We've got the psychological stuff, because as I mentioned before, only 15 degrees aloft. So psychologically, I feel like I've got to lift this up in the air, because I've topped the ball so much in the past. There's that temptation to try and scoop it off the floor, trying to extend up and maybe add loft as we come into impact. And you can see there as I make that action, and now I've already mentioned that we do want to hit down on the ball, that brings in its own problems in itself. So I want you to get some practice swings going and get used to interacting with the floor. So I've got that ball position, and then what I'm trying to do is just get the sole of the club to brush the floor just after the golf ball during these practice swings. Now, on the mat I'm using, I've got a really good visual guide of this yellow line, and I can see my club striking the floor, brushing the floor just afterwards. Just a point here, we're not looking for divots. We're not going to get a divot from a big sole like this. We might get a little slither of grass gone, but we're not going to be taking that divot that you can go and collect and place back. We're just looking for a bruising of the ground. I don't want you to be scared of that contact at all. I don't want you to be trying to lift that ball up in the air. Once we've made a few practice swings, we're very comfortable now. We understand what we're trying to do. We've got our ball position. I know I'm trying to brush the mat. I'm not scared of it, and I'm good to make a swing. Now straight away there, we see that ball launch high. It's gone 255 yards in the air. It's come out the middle of the club face, and I know I made contact with the floor there. I hit the sweet spot of the club. I didn't hit this bottom edge, and for that reason, I'm going to find more fairways with it, and I'm going to find more greens with it. So now you know that. Next time you're out on the golf course, don't be scared of this thing. Don't worry about topping it, because you know what you're supposed to do. You're going to hit it better. You're going to make sure this is a tool in your bag rather than a hindrance in your bag. If you're somebody who leaves the head cover on it, don't be that person anymore. Go and try it down at the driving range. Get confident with it. It's as simple as that, and you will improve your game and lower your scores. And as I mentioned at the start, if you want to come down to Trafford Golf Centre where I am today and get some golf lessons, the link is in the description below. And as I mentioned, if you're not in the local area, there are online lessons via Skillist, again, in the link below. And I'll see you in the next lesson.